Welcome into the Immigrant Podcast. I'm your boy, Nikolai Hill. Program's brought to you by Nothing But Net International. Thanks for taking the time out today to give me a little listen. So the American people, they have spoken. Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States, the 47th president of the United States. He'll be sworn in January, and he'll be supported by Vice President JD Vance, a young guy who's going to be in the limelight for the first time like he's never been in before. So it's going to be a situation that's going to be new for him. And believe it or not, I think he's the better one of the two humans that will be running the country for the next 4 years starting in January. Kamala Harris inherited a campaign from Joe Biden that it was just too short. Not enough time for her to put forward her views and to make an imprint on the American public. And I think that's what did her in, and a lot of other factors as well. The truth of the matter is the United States has never had a female president, and we don't think that the country is ready for a female president as yet. And to compound that factor, she's also of Black and Indian descent. So not only that she's a woman, but she is a woman of immigrant heritage, second generation. So she's directly of immigrant heritage. And I think those things as well played a factor in what happened in the elections. And believe it or not, a lot of people still think Donald Trump had a very successful 4 years while he was president, the 45th president of the United States before Joe Biden. So a lot of people are looking for the things, the people that supported him and maybe went with Joe Biden the last time and come back to Donald Trump. Maybe wanted some things that they saw from Donald Trump. And he promised a lot of things. I know that as an African-American constituent, they were able to survive more through the pandemic with some extra checks that had Donald Trump's name on there. And for the more affluent demographic of the United States as well, when it comes to tariffs and taxes, when it comes to the importation and exportation of goods, he was very good for millionaires and billionaires who own companies to get every dime of their dollar that they invested in or have invested, or the investment in their company. So a lot of Americans are looking for that again. The truth of the matter is also that, middle-class Americans and lower-class Americans, and I don't like to call them that, the rest of America, we'd have a vote, but we don't have much of a say when it comes to the structure of government or even the private sector itself, the people who are billionaires and millionaires in the private sector who play a large role in making the decisions that run this country. So that's where we're going to be headed in the next 4 years. It's going to be a country, we're hoping, that's fortuitous, a country that we see the inflation of things hopefully go down, cost of living, we're hoping for that to go down as well. But on a personal note, this is just my personal note, a couple of things I would like to see, and I'm not shy about discussing it on this program. I've done it before, but the homeless population. We have an enormous amount of people living on the streets in America. I live in Las Vegas. There's thousands, maybe 100,000 of them here, not only on the streets, but we're living below the ground in Las Vegas, not to mention cities like Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, where the numbers are astronomical. So I would like to see that number cut by at least 20% over the next 4 years. I know I'm just a little guy here with a little podcast, but if we could get that number down and start moving those people into having a more productive life, not only without being homeless, but having careers and jobs, building more infrastructure when it comes to, carpentry, masonry, and those kinds of jobs for the middle class and people who are looking for the jobs out there that immigrants are so-called taking. So more technical schools, more technical ability schools. We should start swinging away from all the colleges and college tuitions, and giving young people and people who are even moving to this country, giving them the assets they need to live a life. Maybe that's a life making $50,000, $60,000, but it's better than being homeless. And one of the things that I would really love to see as well is, of course, the education system becoming a little bit more fluent and more better for young people here, them learning what happened in America and tools to take outside past high school, not just to graduate, but giving them tools and the education they need to go after high school. And then last but not least, I'd like to see some of the expenditure that's been sent overseas for wars that Americans are just not involved in. And I'm talking about Ukraine. I'm talking about Israel. He's been very vocal about not U.S. wasting U.S. taxpayers' dollars or U.S. money, U.S. funds to fight wars outside of this country. And I'm hoping that the President Trump will stick to something like that. So that's a little quick snippet here on the Immigrant Podcast, what we're hoping for in the future. When the time comes where President Trump takes over as the 47th President of the United States, of course, supported by JD Vance. It's been a pleasure having your time today on the Immigrant Podcast. Of course, hit us up as usual in the comment box if you need to, or if you want to, or if you feel like it. Take it easy.